What is up guys, Kane here, and in this video we're going to talk a little about the golden game board. Now as you can see, I have already played it because honestly I have a specific time when I am playing events and like opening boxes and all that kind of stuff. And unfortunately that time is about like 3 or 4 a.m. usually after the server resets. And the reason for that being is that I was the luckiest on my account every time around that time. Now, it's probably very silly or stuff to think about that, but I've played about 4 realms, and on each of the 4 realms, I kind of found like a specific time frame where my account was actually lucky, and I have always used that time to open things to get more stuff. Unfortunately, this is like I think the second time where I was unlucky and I didn't get anything, but considering I had like 10 times in a row I played some events and I get an additional like loot or additional things from boxes, I kind of deem it as still fine and still like going to do my specific times. And since I'm renting an apartment, turning up my microphone at 3 or 4 a.m., even if I live in an apartment, like people above and below me, they might still hear my voice or something like that. And I don't really want to disturb them. So, unfortunately, I'm not going to comment or even have any videos of me actually doing this. However, I will just go over it and say what you need to do and where you need to do. So, this event is pretty explanatory. Every time it comes up, you have to have at least 22,000 Linari. This event kind of changed. Before you needed, I think, 22 and a half, and now you get 5 free draws whenever this event appears, and then you need to pull 120, which is 188 Linari each, so probably about like 22-ish or 21 and a half, somewhere like that. And you have to play this event every month, and the reason for that is for you to get the last box, and it contains a true emerald, true ruby, or true amethyst, as well as a ton of rewards, and these rewards just increase your account by a lot. And considering the previous golden game boards, these events, or rather these rewards, actually increased in terms of draconic dust, in terms of like the astral stones, and I think runes even as well as some other stuff. The same for the rewards in here. I do believe draconic dust increased from 5,000 to 7,200. I'm not sure about the Forge Fire stones, not sure about Astral stones, but more or less some stuff increased. And also a couple of Golden Game Board events, they added this as well, which if you level the new Prism, you get additional stuff as well. So you get free stuff for playing this, you get free stuff for playing the specific amounts, and you get stuff for leveling the Prism. And every time this event comes out, I have almost enough resources to make a Prism level 7 or at least level 6, because from a event to an event, I'm usually saving my Prism boxes and opening on this event and then spending them. The reason for that is prior to this change, we needed like 2 days or something like that before we can max this. And now we can just do it on day 1 and then max the Prism on the get-go. However, today we got 2, let's say, new Prisms instead of 1, because we have received the Advanced Coliseum or Advanced Arena, something like that. So we got 2 Prisms. So, unfortunately, I was pretty stupid and I have spent all my prisms, so I don't have one set on one of my prisms. So as you can see, equipped by Yip, it has no skill because I am missing one of them, and I think this cracked emerald will have to be removed to get a set effect in 1 or 2 days. And the other one is having its own Avalon, the True Emerald with the Heavenly Praise skill. And like these True Emeralds, keep in mind they give insane buffs to your field, to your army, or to your heroes or dragons. And for example, even this one at level 7 increases attack and health of all non-dragon friendly army units by almost 6%. Every 14 seconds gives a morale boost to a random friendly humanoid group. Now, if some people don't know what a morale boost is, we can just go on the army units and go over it. So, some army units have a thing called Bloodlust, which says damage is increased by 30% during morale boost, which is what the Prism provides, but the morale boost in general buffs your attack speed by 50%. So if we go on to my Rakan Blades, they have 1.5 attack speed per second, which would then turn to 2.5 attacks per second, which is quite a lot. As well as there are heroes such as, let's say, Virion, who gives bonuses to those under the morale boost. So, for example, the Crusader Shield, while Virion is on the battlefield, whenever friendly troops get a morale boost, which in terms is the Prism as well, they take 50% reduced damage. So, every 14 seconds, one of my army units will get randomly morale boosted. They get 50% attack speed, 50% reduced damage, and if it lands on my, let's say, Rakan Blades, they also get 30% more damage. Now keep in mind, not all of the army units have that Bloodlust to get the additional damage, but attack speed is always additional damage anyway. So that aside, there are majority of other prisms that you require to have. For example, the Heroic Alliance increases the attack and health of friendly units, including dragons. And then the hero bonus is increases attack and health of all friendly heroes, right? So there are stuff like the Draconic Storm on Nora, which is a must have as even your own first prism. And I'm not joking, like without this prism, Nora is pretty much garbage as a hero as it can be. And when you put this on her, and let me show you 1 second, this hero becomes insane huge DPS. I mean, there are also prisms like on Basric. If you want Basric to become a huge DPS, you need Basric to have Devastating Strike, you need Basric to have proper hero mastery, Drake said, all that kind of stuff. And this hero will become an insane DPS and can even single-handedly carry some fights. At least for me, at castle level 44, 45, fighting people around 6 to like 6.5 million core power, which contains quite a lot of VIP 15s as well, which I'm able to beat. So, that aside, you really, and I do mean really, have to save your Linari every month if you're able, and I think you are able even as free to play to get that amount, and then you have to play for prisms. The thing is, yes, the skins, they are good, they make your, let's say, heroes look cool, like for example the Virion skin that I have, the Tiadran skin that I have, like the Balrog skin that I have. The thing about skins is that I was winning events and I was gaining a lot of additional Inari, so I could play the lucky wheel up to like 60 to 120 attempts, and I was fortunate enough to be able to get those 3 skins in under 120 pulls. However, a lot of people don't make that happen, and if you don't make that happen, you're spending 24,000 Linari on literally zero, on literally nothing that is good. And instead of you spend that 24,000 here, you always are guaranteed an insane good, let's say, feature or equipment or like something that will increase your account by a guarantee, and also you get guaranteed insane amount of materials in terms of like forged firestones, in terms of like draconic dust. I think for 125 pulls and this Prism Party stuff, I had over 500,000 Forge Fire, over 500,000 Draconic Dust, and in terms of Technology Rush, I have 3 days of Technology Rush. I think I had about 1 day, so that's 2 days additional. So yeah, a lot of stuff that you can get from here, but there are a few things to cover up. So as you play this, let's say Golden Gameboard, there are a few things that you have to take note. So you have the white dice and you have the golden one. So you can use the golden one whenever you want. However, whenever you reach, let's say, from 1 to 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you can use the golden dice right now for a chance to get this legendary prism chest, right? However, as you can see, there is a 2x square here. And if we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, from being on this spot, if you roll the golden dice, right, and it hits 6 and you go all the way to here, your golden dice is completely nullified. So keep in mind that this, from this draconic dust all the way towards this 2x, is a gray no-go zone for your golden dice. Now, sure, you have a legendary prism chest here. Sure, you may want to go for a try or stuff like that, but I think I have wasted like 5 golden dices just for trying this, and it has a very huge chance whenever you're using a golden dice for it to land on 2x. Now, I'm not sure on the chances, but considering that I fucked up like 5 times with it, I wouldn't suggest anyone to use the golden dice in this gray zone, from the draconic dust all the way to times 2 the reward. So a little tip could save you some additional rewards. Make sure you try to avoid using it. Now, if you have only one golden dice and you're still not near the 2x, always keep that golden dice up until this point, until you pass the 2x or times 2. The reason for that is if you land on times 2 and then you use the golden dice, it will double this double, meaning if you would get 2 legendary prism chests, instead you will get 4, which, if you luck out, this is extremely good. Or if you land on, let's say, the technology rush or runestones or draconic dust or whatever, you're going to get times 4 the reward that you see here. So that's like 40 common prism chests or whatever. So these are just small tips for that. So keep in mind, prisms play a very huge impact for both PvP and PvE, and you have to play this event literally every month and to the maximum of 125 pulls. If you think you're not going to have Linari for it, you still have to save and you still have to check how much you have. There are a lot of events that give you free Linari, and you have to have patience in this game if you want to actually be a good player and compete with even the mid-tier players. If you're not going to have patience, that patience will have to be how can I say, funded by your wallet. And if you're not funded by your wallet, then you will start to fall back by the players who have that patience and save for these events. So even if you are VIP 15, it doesn't matter if another VIP 13 or VIP 12 will play these events and save for these events, and he will just continuously get better and better than you. So it doesn't matter whichever VIP you are, you have to play this event. So that aside, that is pretty much for this event. You really have to do this, as this is the most important event in this game. And it gives you the most buffs, the most percentages, the most things that will make your army overpowered. And it's not optional. For example, this event is not optional, it's a requirement to play this event. And What I mean by requirement is if you're not playing this event, you literally are setting yourself back further and further and further. Like you can skip the lucky wheel, you can skip the Finders Keepers event for a dragon skill as eventually it will come out. Even though the skills are overpowered, you can still make do without those skills. However, you cannot make do without any prisms, because if the enemy will have like 3, 4, or 5 like true prisms and you have 0, the enemy is just going to roll over your field even if you're 1 or 2 million core power higher. That is because you don't have any buffs, you don't have any damage or health or attack, or you don't have any special abilities, and they will just roll over you like you're nothing. Anyways, that's pretty much it for this video. Quite a lot of explaining, quite a lot of opinion on this event, and also, the reasons for having to play this event every month. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully this helps you out, and stay safe out there.